It's Friday, November the 3rd. Unafraid, Reister or Wrong, George Reister here. Today will be the greatest Unafraid that you guys have ever seen. Just like yesterday was the greatest Unafraid show that you had ever seen. And also the Unafraid anonymous email bag. Send it to us, unafraidshow@gmail.com. Make sure you swipe up, like the feed, share the feed, and follow the way you get alerts every single day. Today, I just want to let you guys know up front, I'm speaking from a place of love. So, before you email me your hate and email me your, upsetness, if you'll allow me to say that, just think about what I'm saying and let's have a real conversation without the whole rhetoric back and forth and all that, right? But I do want your questions. I do want your comments, all these things. Topics today are Ezekiel Elliott, how I'm tired of what's going on with the Ezekiel Elliott situation. Camille LeNoir, former WNBA player. She was offered a job in New Mexico State, but before she could take it, it was rescinded, and she's claiming that she was done so because she was a former lesbian, now heterosexual. And then the Hollywood Sexual Harassment. I am over it. I am over it. I am upset. It pisses me off on so many levels, right? But let's get into it. I'm going to start with the former WNBA player Camille LeNoir. So she was offered a job at New Mexico State. Before she could even board the plane, the job offer was taken away after their coach had watched an online video that was posted in 2011, which LeNoir discussed her playing career, her religious faith, and her sexuality. And so in all fairness, let me give you the details of what she said in the video. She said, so she identified as a homosexual woman. She was a basketball player, WNBA, played overseas, all that, right? And then in 2011, she posted a video, so she's now heterosexual, and she said that that she felt that homosexuality was wrong and that it's not worth losing your soul over. Those are parts of quotes, right? And so the coach cited the fact that if she ever wanted to work in women's basketball, that she needed to take the post down. And I found that interesting because everybody knows one of the things that people say about WNBA players is that the whole league is gay and that that they aren't as feminine as some people would like them to be and all of this, right? I mean, and then there's even been former WNBA players who have come out and said, that they were sexually harassed by other women because they weren't gay and all this stuff, right? So I posted it on Twitter, right? I posted on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these things. And the thing that I found interesting, right, is that she wasn't given a job because of her beliefs, but then she turns around and says, that this is love, that I understand I am a Christian, I'm this, I'm that, but I'm coming from a place of love. Like that me having these beliefs, me believing my interpretation of the Bible or this or that, it does not inhibit my love for players, my love for basketball, and my ability to teach and coach them. And some people differ, and they said that, well, the fact that she said homosexuality is wrong and that she believes it's a sin, that is actually not showing love to people. But I would argue this, right, is that if you're a person that believes the Bible or whatever your religion is, pretty much love triumphs and is supposed to be king and most important of all, right? So why on earth? So, well, actually, I'll go back. Here's where I get a little problem sometimes with us out in the world, in this country, just in the world in general, right? Is that why on earth are if whether you're homosexual, whether you're black, white, whatever, your freedom's protected sometimes above someone else's, because it's okay for other people to have a difference of opinion. It is not okay for those people to treat you differently because of that difference of opinion. So if she was the most qualified person for the job, right? She coaches kids, she coaches teens, adults, whatever. Why should she be denied a job because of her religious beliefs, or because of the fact that she's not homosexual anymore? And there are a good portion of the WNBA or girls basketball that is homosexual. That's my question, right? Because it is supposed to be about love. And where does one person's protections end, right? And another person's begins. Because at the point in time where we ostracize and throw people and cast people out of society because they have different beliefs, that's completely wrong. I mean, why would person A's beliefs be greater than person B's beliefs? Because there are people that they don't eat pork, they don't work on Sundays, they don't do this, they don't do that, based upon their religious beliefs. But if that doesn't infringe upon you, if I don't treat you improperly, how is that a problem? Because truth be told, I mean, there are many people out here, as we know, that don't like black people. I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm okay if you think that you don't like black people. Fine with that. But the problem lies is if you treat me differently. You see what I'm saying? That's where the problem lies. And if this young lady, Camille LeNoire, if she's a great basketball coach, if she treats her players with love, what does it matter what her religious beliefs are? Because there are plenty of women's basketball coaches that I know for a fact that do not, that think one thing about homosexuality and that they still coach, they still teach, they still treat these young women with love. So why she would not be given a job, that does feel like discrimination to me. It does. I mean, I don't know if you feel like, does anybody else besides me feel like it is discriminatory against her, against Camille LeNoire, to not give her the job because of some comments that she made in 2011 and her religious beliefs? Is if she's going to treat these young women with love, respect? Because just because you disagree with somebody, that does not mean that you cannot treat them with love and respect, right? Because if you are a person who believes the Bible, how I believe that the interpretation should be, this is just me, is that if you believe what the Bible or whatever your religion is that says that certain things are right and wrong, right? But then it also tells you to love people, treat people with compassion, care, and all that. You can do both of those things at the same time. But I'm also the person that says that racists and misogynists and all these people don't need to be cast out of society and exiled, because that doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good in terms of helping or changing their beliefs. Because if you throw a racist out of society, if you fire him, if you tell him he's persona non grata and doesn't work, I mean, and so now he's unemployable and he doesn't work. I mean, how does that on no level changes that person's opinion or beliefs? It's an education issue, people. Like, this is an education issue. We have to treat people with love and respect all the time. And that includes people who disagree with you. It is okay for people to disagree with you. It is not okay for people to treat you improperly. And the idea that one issue is socially acceptable to be on one side on, and another side is not, That's not cool. Just like white supremacists, they have the right to stand up and march and say whatever the hell that they want to say. But at the point in time you start treating people differently, there's the problem. But you can believe whatever it is that you want to believe. So Camille LeNoire, I really hope she wins her lawsuit, because I know plenty of people. You can disagree with something. You can disagree with an idea. You can disagree with a belief. But you don't have to treat people unfairly. You don't have to treat people differently. That's just my take on that. Because Camille LeNoire did say, she said about her homosexuality. She said, for me, it was environmental. It was emotional connections and attachment that I had in the 2 relationships that I was in. That was her experience. That was her truth. So why on earth is somebody else's truth more valid than hers? I mean, that's where I get confused. You know what I'm saying? Why on earth is Camille LeNoire's experience invalidated and her beliefs invalidated because it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable? I'm not okay with that. Next topic up, though, is Ezekiel Elliott, right? The Ezekiel Elliott case is continuing to go on and on and on. I mean, this is dragging out. So he's suspended. Now Ezekiel Elliott is unsuspended. I mean, this is going on and on. I mean, every single week we find something out new with Ezekiel Elliott. Is he suspended? Is he not suspended? And the league is doing itself, the NFL is doing itself a huge disservice by continuing to allow cases to be adjudicated out in the public year in and year out. Whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's Adrian Peterson, whether it's Ezekiel Elliott, whatever it is, this is horrible for the league. Because I'll tell you, this gets tiring. This gets tiring watching it. And if you're Roger Goodell, if you're the owners, you have to know that this is giving you a black eye. Like it just is. It's putting you in a position to where you cannot win if you are an NFL owner. And then there is people like Dean Hurst right there. Ezekiel Elliott beat his wife, and he's doing the only thing that he can to play, which is appeal. First of all, like the statement that you made shows that people only read headlines. Ezekiel Elliott wasn't married to this woman. She's found to have been lying in situations. I mean, there is all sorts of things. He didn't get a fair appeal. And the NFL has to see that it's doing itself a disservice. Like going forward in the future, I get that nobody wants to give up power, that Roger Goodell does not want to give up his power in terms of suspending people or any of that. However, you are not impartial when you hire people and they tell you that that Ezekiel Elliott should not be suspended. The police have gone on and said they're not pressing charges. FBI looked into it. All these people have looked into it, haven't pressed charges, but the NFL suspends them. Doesn't really make sense, right? And the league has to remove itself out of these issues. It needs to create a panel. Create a panel that says, you know what? We are going to handle these issues. An impartial and independent panel. The NFL and NFLPA can vote on who sits on that panel. And then once that panel makes a decision, that's it. That's literally it. You can put it in their contract, put it in players' contracts that you can't appeal. This is the arbitration. This is how it is. This is a fair and impartial committee. And that's what you do. I mean, you essentially create a Supreme Court panel of independent people that make decisions on punishment, and you move on. There's no discrepancy. And if there's an appeal, they either they hear the appeals or they hear the original case. I mean, it is just, I mean, this is just tiring. It's just on and on and on. And like I said before, I didn't feel like Ezekiel Elliott got a fair shake, got a fair shot in the beginning. And there's so much evidence that disproves what, you know, that any of this happened the way that the young lady said Tiffany Thompson said it did. But this will play out in court. And so I'm tired of that. And I'm also tired of these Hollywood sexual harassment cases. I can't tell you how frustrated I am with these Hollywood sexual harassment cases. And mind you, the reason why is not because of the reason that you probably believe. I'm tired of it because all this stuff was swept under the rug for so long, and now it is affecting my life. Because I'm like you guys. I'm a person who's just trying to go out and live my life, do the best out in the world, be happy, be stress-free, get some release and some escape from normal life when I'm entertained by football, basketball, baseball, movies, television, whatever it is. And when you interrupt my show like House of Cards, you destroy the Cosby Show, when you destroy Dustin Hoffman movies. I'm talking about not people doing that. These people who did the acts, they did that. James Toback movies, Harvey Weinstein, his whole plethora, his whole catalog, his collection. Brett Ratner. I mean, Kevin Spacey. I mean, damn, man. Are you like full-time actor or full-time sexual harasser, rapist, whatever these people are? And it's frustrating because now I have to make some sort of like moral judgment every time I watch a show. Ooh, House of Cards. I want to watch House of Cards. I don't know. I don't want to support Kevin Spacey right now. He went to rehab. He's continuously groping people, abusing power. Do I watch this? I don't know. I love the show. Now I'm conflicted. I mean, do I let my kids watch, you know, the I Spy movies or whatever the hell else that Harvey Weinstein made because he's going to get residuals off of that? Do I not watch that? I mean, do I take the Usual Suspects out of my top 3 movies of all time because of Kevin Spacey? You see what I'm saying? Is that these things have turned around and affected my life on a very real basis because I use these things to escape from normal life, to entertain myself, and now you're destroying my entertainment and you're making me make moral judgments on my entertainment every single day. Think about that. Because at the point in time that I have to decide when a song comes on the radio, ooh, hold up, that guy, he got accused of sexual assault. Oh man, I can't listen to this. Oh my God, 10 years ago, this dude was using drugs. Oh, can I listen to this? I mean, damn, I'm just going to turn it off eventually, right? And that's what many of you guys are doing. You guys are tired, like I'm tired. Like all your escapes, the stuff that you used to be able to do to escape, I mean, it's literally sitting at your front door right now. And I'm not mad at the people for coming out because they should come out. This stuff should have been nipped in the bud a long time ago in Hollywood and corporations and all this, the sexual harassment, the racism, the secret stuff that goes on, the impropriety, all this stuff should have been nipped in the bud a long time ago. However, it is frustrating to me that these things are ruining my entertainment value. It's ruining it. And I know I'm not the only one. And I'm sorry that it's ruining your life as well. Man, I mean, just let's do better, people. Like, let's literally do better. The way normal people like me and you can just live and not have to make these moral judgments and assessments every single time we pick up the remote or turn on the television. It's ridiculous. Last thing up today, though, is women's tackle football. There is there are women's tackle football leagues popping up all over the place. And I read a story about this league called the DC Divas. And apparently, according to the NFL studies, women watch football pretty much more than anybody else. And that their level of, well, that they're the fastest growing audience. It was more than double the male viewership between 2009 and 2013 by a report by Ohio State on the rise of women in football. The report also found that almost half of 2015 Super Bowl's total viewers were female. That was more than the number of women who watched the Academy Awards or the Grammys that same year. Think about that. Women are more interested in football on some level than men are. So women want to play football. And my question to you is, are you going to watch women play football? Because I'll tell you this, I've seen women play football. I saw them play in the Lingerie Football League, and I'm in. I mean, I'm in. Because that's a great point. Women's rugby. These women play harder than the men. I mean, they're out there like savages. I mean, if you want to see, truth be told, I understand the whole concussion thing, and I know that we have to protect our brains and all this, but women play sports harder. Well, women play football harder than men play football. Dude, they look on every play. They're like, dude, I'm ready to die for this. I'm ready to die for this. And we've shown an interest in women doing combat because we watched the UFC with women. Ronda Rousey captured America's hearts for like 3 years. 12 fights. She was on top, undefeated. And we cared. We took notice. Even some crazy people said she could beat Floyd Mayweather, which was absolute insanity. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to watch, and I think it's an untapped market. It's like minor league baseball. There's an interest for it. And guess what? I'm in. I'm in. You put women's football on television, I guarantee you people will watch it. They will watch it because, and it's, I mean, I know that the misogynistic part of us, it all started with kind of the lingerie football league with women out there playing, but then women were out there hitting them. Oh, man. Hey, that would be nice. However, you need the whole infrastructure of a whole league to buy a team, though. You guys, please make sure, because we're doing right, sir, and wrong, unafraid, daily basis. Please make sure that you share the feed with somebody. Share it. The way we can engage the conversation. More people watch, more people get in, more people join the conversation. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys continue to be excited about it as well. Don't forget to send in your emails to unafraidshow@gmail.com. Good, right, wrong, and different. We're still good. Happy with you guys. Love you. Peace out. Catch you guys later.